throughout the years include the Sabah State Special Tourism Minister Award and 2 Malaysia Book of Records Award for MASWINGS DHC6 400. Customers can easily connect with MASWINGS for flight information and bookings through our ticket offices or any appointed travel agents. We are also available online at www.maswings.com.my and via the Malaysia Airlines website, or you can reach out to 1300-88-3000 for assistance. Don't forget to follow us on social media for the latest news and excitements. Passengers traveling on our ATR 72500 are entitled for 20 kilograms checked baggage allowance and light refreshments on board. MASWINGS takes flight under the mighty wing of the Malaysia Aviation Group, a powerhouse with 4 airlines and a host of specialized aviation, lifestyle, and travel services. We are proud to offer you our best of Malaysian hospitality services and hassle-free experiences. Come and fly safe and confidently with MASWINGS, Pulse of Borneo. Do you know you can travel and visit these beautiful wonders of the world within Borneo with MASWINGS? Borneo is a giant island shared between Sabah, Sarawak, Kalimantan, and Brunei. It features beautiful beaches, ancient biodiverse rainforests, diverse
and glory forever. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Jazakallahu khairan khathira, Al-Ustaz. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, before we listen to the welcoming speech from our host today, let's watch this video presentation. Sit back and enjoy.
Kita menyaksikan memorandum of understanding di antara Kerajaan Persekutuan dan Kerajaan Sarawak dalam kita hendak mengambil alih perkhidmatan rural services kepada negeri Sarawak. Bagi kita mengusahakan satu perkhidmatan udara di antara Sarawak, Sabah, domestic flight, dan juga mungkin we have to go beyond, mewujudkan sebuah syarikat penerbangan yang tidak profit motivated, bermakna you can stabilize the fare among the airlines that have the opportunity to fly between Sarawak, Peninsula Malaysia, particularly for our students and families who are staying in Peninsula as well as staying in Sarawak.
SKYWAYS must grow with the time. Today marks yet another remarkable achievement.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we give a round of applause to HORNBILL SKYWAYS in Berhad? Once again, welcome to the signing ceremony of Memorandum of Understanding for the Management of Rural Air Services by acquisition of shares in MASWINGS in Berhad between Sarawak Government and HORNBILL SKYWAYS in Berhad and Malaysia Aviation Group. And to welcome all of us this afternoon, it is with great pleasure now to invite the Honorable Datuk Sri Lee Kim Shin, Minister of Transport Sarawak, to deliver the welcoming speech. The Honorable Datuk Sri, please.
Terima kasih Tuan Pengacara Majlis. Selamat petang, salam sejahtera dan juga salam Sarawak Maju Makmur. The Right Honourable Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Johari bin Tun Datuk Abang Haji Openg, Premier Sarawak. The Honourable Datuk Amar Profesor Dr. Sim Kui Hian, Deputy Premier. The Honourable Datuk Sri Haji Abdul Karim Hamzah, Minister for Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts Sarawak. The Honourable Datuk Amar Haji Muhammad Abu Bakar bin Mazuki, State Secretary of Sarawak. The Honourable Datuk Haji Hasbi bin Habibullah, Deputy Minister of Transport Malaysia, representing the Minister for Transport, Yang Hormat Datuk Anthony Loh. Honourable Deputy Ministers, Yang berbahagia Tan Sri Dato' Amar Dr. Haji Abdul Aziz, the Chairman of HORNBILL SKYWAYS Sdn Bhd. Yang berbahagia Dato' Amirul Faizal Wan Zahir, Managing Director of Khazanah Nasional Berhad. Yang berbahagia Tan Sri Wan Zulkifli Wan Arifin, Group Chairman of Malaysia Aviation Group. Distinguished guests, heads of department, friends of the media, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, I would like to express my thanks and appreciation to Yang Amat Berhormat Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Johari, Premier of Sarawak, and Yang Berhormat Dato' Haji Hasbi bin Haji Habibullah, Deputy Minister for Transport Malaysia, representing Yang Berhormat Encik Anthony Loke, Minister for Transport Malaysia, for being able to join us this afternoon to witness and realize the signing ceremony of Memorandum of Understanding on the proposed takeover of MASWINGS Sdn Bhd. Today marks another milestone in the Sarawak aviation industry, whereby with the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding to take over MASWINGS Sdn Bhd by HORNBILL SKYWAYS Sdn Bhd and the Sarawak government will lead us a step closer to realize and establish our own Sarawak airline. This milestone is achievable due to the support from Yang Amat Berhormat Premier of Sarawak and the federal government, especially from the Minister of Transport Malaysia, Yang Berhormat Anthony Loke, and his team at his ministry. Further thanks to the Joint Working Committee, especially from our Sarawak team, which include the Deputy State Secretary for Economic Planning and Development, our State Financial Secretary, State Attorney General, Economic Planning Unit Director, and Ministry of Transport Sarawak officers, actively engaging with the Ministry of Transport Malaysia, Khazanah Nasional, and Malaysia Aviation Group, or MAG. The Joint Working Committee was set up by Ministry, together with the Ministry of Transport Malaysia, to assist and facilitate the takeover of MASWING and the Rural Air Service operation. The federal government team is led by Yang Berbahagia Dato' Jana Sani Satiran, Secretary General, Ministry of Transport Malaysia. The signatories of today's MOU are Ministry of Transport Sarawak, Malaysia Aviation Group, and HORNBILL SKYWAYS Sdn Bhd. It is very important as it will chart the way and accelerate the Joint Working Committee to do the due diligence before the actual takeover takes place. It will assist us to move forward in a more systematic way to expand our rural connectivity and beyond. For information, Sarawak size is 124,450 square kilometers and has more than 5,000 settlements scattered throughout the region, where air connectivity plays an important role to connect rural settlements, particularly in the hinterland regions. There are 4 major airports, 4 small airports, and 8 stall ports, which are in the remote regions of Sarawak, such as in Bario, Baklalan, Long Aka, Long Seridan, and Long Banga. The stall ports facilitate the movement of our people and cargoes from the rural areas and across the region. In this regard, MASWINGS plays an important role where between 2019 and 2022, it has mobilized around 2.4 million passengers and more than 2,000 metric tons of cargo to and from the rural areas of Sarawak and Sabah. Hence, I believe it is timely for us to upgrade MASWINGS to support the development of Sarawak rural areas and the movement of our people and goods, whether it is from within Sarawak or from outside of Sarawak, as this is one of the best ways and alternatives to enhance the air connectivity in and to Sarawak. Yang Amat Berhormat Premier, Dato', ladies and gentlemen, today I'm also grateful that we have reached to an agreement with the Malaysian Aviation Group, MAG, on the acquisition of MASWINGS, and I'm looking forward for further collaboration in managing the rural air connectivity in Sarawak. I believe through good relationships between Sarawak government, the federal government, and industry players, such as from the MAG Group, AirAsia, Batak Air, International Airlines, and the Malaysia Airport Holdings Berhad, we could chart the way forward in a more strategic way towards achieving sustainability for our proposed airline. Yang Amat Berhormat Premier, Dato', ladies and gentlemen, during our Ministry of Transport courtesy visit to the President of the International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO, early this month, the President, Mr. Salvatore, and his Secretary General said that ICAO's highest priority in the coming years is to promote the usage of sustainable aviation fuel in reducing the carbon footprint and to reaching the zero emission target by 2050. According to Mr. Salvatore, ICAO is very pleased that the Sarawak government is embarking on the production of sustainable aviation fuel and green hydrogen. These initiatives will help and lead the organization in their target of achieving net zero carbon emissions. Additionally, the International Civil Aviation Organization, through their Capacity Development and Implementation Bureau, has also proposed to give a hand and assist the Sarawak government to do a study on the civil aviation master planning. Proper planning will guide and develop the aviation industry further and better face the continuously changing aviation environment. The benchmarking visit also saw opportunities for future collaboration through Airbus Canada, the company that manufactures Airbus A220, and Canada Aviation Electronics, CAE, a technology company that provides simulator training to most pilots around the globe. Yang Amat Berhormat Premier, Dato', ladies and gentlemen, ever since the announcement of the proposal by our Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak to take over MASWINGS, my ministry has set up a special working committee to study and familiarize ourselves with the aviation industry. We have engaged with the various stakeholders in the aviation industry. In August this year, I led our working committee on a study visit to the National Aerospace and Defence Industry, NADI, and Aerot Sinan Berhad hangar in Subang, Asia Digital Engineering, and MAB Engineering in Sepang to have a better understanding on the MRO and aviation industry business they provide. Earlier in June and July, together with my working committee, we had meetings with the Minister for Transport Malaysia and his ministry officers. We also met up with the top management of Khazanah. We held meetings with the CEO of Malaysian Aviation Group and his management team, and were given briefing on the operations and performance. Last month, we met with the chairman and board members of Malaysia Airport Berhad on airports management, operations, and development. We have also met with the Malaysian Aviation Commission. Moving forward, my ministry and the working committee will visit the MRO under MAB Engineering in Kota Kinabalu to understand the services and support that they provide for MASWINGS and the rural air services. We also engage with the Civil Aviation Authority of Malaysia. On Sarawak Integrated Transport Master Plan, on 23rd October 2023, last Monday, my ministry commenced a signing agreement and workshop on the study of the Sarawak Integrated Transport Master Plan. This is a strategic approach in developing our transportation sector to ensure coordination of all modes of transport in meeting the needs of the economic sectors. The transport sector is one of the critical enablers to catalyze the development of economic sectors, be it tourism, manufacturing, agriculture, or a mining sector. A lot of things hinge on the effectiveness and efficiency of our transport sector, especially in transporting and mobilizing our people and goods. Therefore, I believe with this MOU and the acquisition of MASWINGS, we can ensure the sustainability on connectivity, not only within Sarawak and Sabah, but also to other cities in Malaysia and to international destinations around the region. This will ease the people's movement, goods and services, including nurture the development of the tourism industry and economy in the region. Together, let us create a seamless travel and connectivity through a sustainable aviation industry that will be significant to our people in Sarawak in particular and Malaysia in general. Lastly, I would like once again to thank Yang Amat Berhormat, Premier of Sarawak, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Johari, Yang Berhormat Datuk Haji Hasbi bin Haji Habibullah, Deputy Minister for Transport, representing Yang Berhormat Encik Anthony Loh, our Deputy Premier, members of the Sarawak Cabinet, Dato-Dato, Datin-Datin, and all our heads of departments, and also from the private sectors, for your kind presence and support today in witnessing the signing of the MOU to realizing a better air connectivity for the people of Sarawak in particular and Malaysia in general. Thank you.
Thank you, the Honorable Datuk Sri Lee Kim Shin, Minister for Transport Sarawak, for the welcoming speech. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we now invite Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Wan Zulkifli Wan Arifin, Group Chairman of Malaysia Aviation Group, to deliver his speech. Berbahagia Tan Sri.
The Right Honourable Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Zohari bin Tun Datuk Abang Haji Openg, Premier of Sarawak. The Honourable Datuk Amar Professor Dr. Sim Kui Hian, Deputy Premier. The Honourable Datuk Sri Lee Kim Shin, Minister of Transport for Sarawak. The Honourable Datuk Sri Haji Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah, Minister for Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts, Sarawak. The Honourable Datuk Amar Haji Muhammad Abu Bakar bin Mazuki, State Secretary of Sarawak. The Honourable Datuk Haji Hasbi. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good afternoon. On behalf of the Malaysia Aviation Group, I wish to thank the State Government of Sarawak and all our colleagues from Sarawak for welcoming us to the land of the Hornbills to mark this official signing of the MOU to initiate the takeover of MASWINGS Sdn Bhd by the Sarawak State. MASWINGS, serving as the sole operator of rural air services in Sabah and Sarawak under the Public Service Obligation, has been with the national carrier Malaysia Airlines and later the Malaysia Aviation Group since its inception in 2007. MASWINGS is more than just an airline. It is a lifeline connecting the remote corners of Borneo. 16 years on, MASWINGS has flown more than 17.5 million passengers as of August of this year, operating over 110 flights a day with 14 aircrafts and a workforce of close to 300 staff. MASWINGS not only embodies Malaysia Aviation Group's steadfast support for Sarawak government, but it also stands as a cherished domestic brand close to the hearts of many in Sabah and Sarawak. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the MOU we are signing today between MAG, the Sarawak State Government and HORNBILL SKYWAYS Sdn Bhd signifies a deepened commitment to our existing collaboration. The MOU is not just a document. It embodies our collective dedication to working hand in hand within a comprehensive framework for cooperation encompassing meticulous due diligence and governance processes for the potential disposal of shares, assets, and the associated responsibilities for MASWINGS. Our joint endeavors will extend to exploring synergistic transactions and ensuring the seamless continuity of MASWINGS operations and beyond. Together, we will examine and develop the most optimal transaction parameters and structure that ensures the long-term success of MASWINGS while driving mutual benefits and synergies to all parties involved. MASWINGS remains close to the hearts of everyone at Malaysia Aviation Group, and we shall continue to share our expertise to ensure MASWINGS not only thrives, but sets new standards in the industry. We are committed to working closely with the ministries and agencies from the federal and Sarawak state governments, Khazanah Nasional Berhad, and HORNBILL SKYWAYS. With the support of all, I look forward to the successful implementation of our MOU and the progress leading to the final SPA. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, today's event comes at an important juncture where we also take this opportunity to further advance our collaboration and would like to assure the Sarawak state government that MAG will continue supporting the state efforts in bringing in more domestic and international tourists through our sister airlines, Malaysia Airlines and Firefly. Malaysia Airlines' extensive global network, spanning over 900 destinations across 170 territories through our One World Alliance, provides us with a unique opportunity to enhance Sarawak's tourism industry. More recently, we are pleased to commence intra-Borneo services through our subsidiary Firefly to Kuching, Miri, Tawau, and Sandakan. These services have been made possible with the invaluable support from the Sarawak and Sabah state governments, affirming MAG's ongoing efforts to enhance its network and product offerings. These achievements underscore our steadfast commitment to adapt to evolving market demands and capitalize on prevailing market conditions. I must extend my sincere appreciation to Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Zohari, Premier of Sarawak, and all involved, including the teams from the ministries and agencies from the federal and Sarawak state governments, Khazanah Nasional Berhad, and HORNBILL SKYWAYS, for all your unwavering support, which has been instrumental in our shared journey leading towards this MOU. Finally, on behalf of Malaysia Aviation Group, we reaffirm our commitment to the shared goal of enhancing the well-being of the Rakyat. We believe that only by working hand in hand, we will be able to create a vibrant and shape a sustainable future, not only for the local aviation and tourism industries, but also maximizing the benefits of the local communities. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Yang Bahagia Tan Sri, Wan Zulkifli Wan Arifin, Group Chairman of Malaysia Aviation Group, for the speech. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, may we have an honor now to invite the Right Honourable Datuk Tinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Zohari bin Tun Datuk Abang Haji Openg, Premier of Sarawak, to deliver his speech. The Right Honourable, please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat tengah hari, salam sejahtera. Salam Sarawak maju dan makmur. Yang berhormat Saudara Datuk Amal Profesor Dr. Sim, Kujian, Timbalan Premier Sarawak. Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Lee Kim Shin, Menteri Pengangkutan Sarawak. Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Haji Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah, Menteri Pelancongan, Kreatif Industri dan juga Performing Arts. Yang Berhormat Datuk Ahmad Haji Muhammad Abu Bakar, Setiausaha Kerajaan Sarawak. Yang Berhormat Datuk Haji Hasbi bin Habibullah, Timbalan Menteri Pengangkutan Malaysia. Yang Berhormat Rakan-rakan Timbalan Menteri Sarawak. Yang berbahagia Tan Sri Datuk Amar, Dr. Haji Abdul Aziz bin Datuk Haji Hussein, Pengerusi HORNBILL SKYWAYS Siaran Langsung. Yang berbahagia Datuk Amirul Faisal Wan Zahir, Managing Director Khazanah Nasional Berhad. Deputi Jemputan, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan yang saya hormati sekalian. Pertama, saya mengucap terima kasih dan setinggi penghargaan kepada pihak-pihak yang terbabit kerana menjemput saya untuk menyaksikan majlis menandatangangi memorandum perjanjian persefahaman di antara Kerajaan Sarawak, HORNBILL SKYWAYS Siaran Berhad dan Malaysia Aviation Group Berhad mengenai dengan pengambil alihan saham dalam MASWINGS Siaran Berhad oleh Kerajaan Sarawak. Saya mengambil kesempatan ini untuk mengucapkan terima kasih dan penghargaan kepada Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, Perdana Menteri Malaysia, kerana telah memberi kepercayaan kepada Kerajaan Sarawak untuk mengambil alih MASWINGS. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, MASWINGS merupakan syarikat penerbangan yang mengendalikan perkhidmatan penerbangan luar bandar bagi Sarawak dan Sabah. Kerajaan Sarawak telah pun menandatangani memorandum persefahaman dengan Kerajaan Persekutuan pada 20 Julai 2023 bagi mengambil alih perkhidmatan udara luar bandar di Sarawak dan Sabah. Langkah pengambilan MASWINGS ini amatlah bertepatan dalam usaha kita untuk meningkatkan mutu perkhidmatan penerbangan luar bandar di Sarawak dan Sabah. Oleh itu, saya mengucap terima kasih kepada Kerajaan Persekutuan, khususnya Kementerian Pengangkutan Malaysia, kerana telah menyelaras usaha ini dan saya gembira proses ini berjalan dengan lancar. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, Sarawak mempunyai pengalaman dalam industri penerbangan. Syarikat HORNBILL SKYWAYS Siaran Berhad, milik penuh Kerajaan Sarawak, telah mengendalikan perkhidmatan carta udara di Sarawak semenjak tahun 1977. Sebelumnya MASWINGS, sebelumnya Firefly, sebelumnya perangan yang lain. Oleh itu, Kerajaan Sarawak memberi mandat kepada HORNBILL SKYWAYS untuk mengambil alih pemilikan MASWINGS dan mengendalikan perkhidmatan penerbangan luar bandar di Sarawak dan Sabah. Sinergi di antara HORNBILL SKYWAYS dan MASWINGS sudah tentu akan dapat memberi perkhidmatan penerbangan luar bandar di Sarawak dan Sabah dengan lebih baik dan lancar. Di samping itu, ia akan membuka peluang untuk meneroka perkhidmatan penerbangan yang lebih luas di peringkat wilayah. Ladies and gentlemen, the signing of the MOU on the management of rural air services by acquisition of shares in MASWING this afternoon, as well as MOU on handover of the rural air service management to Sarawak government on 20th July 2023 is a testimony of the federal government's confidence, sincerity, and trust for Sarawak to move forward on this endeavor. As part of the MOU, a joint working committee would also explore the possibility of including Sabah state government in equity acquisition on the ensuing process of negotiation as guided by the federal government in the interests of rural air services in Sabah. The federal government's commitment to continue subsidizing MASWING's operations even after the takeover by Sarawak government is also a proof of our close working relationship with the federal government. Indeed, the signing of these MOUs has established a platform for the Sarawak government to collaborate closely with the federal government and Malaysia Aviation Group Berhad. This collaboration aims to expedite the acquisition process of MASWINGS and the management of rural air services. I am confident that our good relationship with the federal government will enable us to conclude the negotiation very soon. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to share with you Sarawak's vision for Sarawak to transform its economy towards high income status by 2030, though we have been declared by World Bank as a high income state already. But I would like to increase the household income too. Against the background of PCDS, we are actively implementing our post-COVID-19 development strategies 2030. One of the key enablers is transport and logistics support. This includes our airports and airline services. Air connectivity plays an important role to connect our rural settlement in the hinterland regions and link Sarawak to the neighboring regions and to the rest of the world. This connectivity is important for us to mobilize our people and to support economic activities. Sarawak has vast geographical areas, and many of our settlements and our strategic resources, such as hydropower, plantation, and biodiversity, are located in the hinterland. As such, it is critical for us to serve them with good air connectivity to ensure our people can be mobilized to develop these resources for economic development. Sarawak is an island. Kita dalam pulau. Our economy is open and export-oriented. We have no choice but to have good regional and international flight connectivity. Currently, Sarawak's regional and international air connectivity is serviced by Malaysian Airlines, Firefly, AirAsia, Scoot, and Batik Airlines. Nevertheless, this existing network is insufficient to meet the demands of the region. As we have experienced so far, we cannot depend on private airlines to meet the mobility demands of our people across Sarawak, Peninsular Malaysia, Sabah, or even Singapore, as they are operating on profit and loss basis. The fare charges are sometimes
beyond the affordability of our people, especially during festive season. And this become a problem to us in Sarawak and perhaps to Peninsular Malaysians residing in Sarawak, including Sabahan. I shared with you last week, I was with the Sarawakian in Peninsular Malaysia. The same issue was raised up by the students. Susah mau balik. Nak balik pun harga panen naik 1,000 lebih. Apakah peranan kerajaan Sarawak? So I got this problem all the time. Every land berambil, this issue will come up. So I said, just wait. We are still negotiating with the federal government to find a solution. In response to these challenges, we are steadfast in our commitment to establish a state-owned airline. The objective is to expand air connectivity and regulate the aviation market and ensure a fair competition within Sarawak and the region. While it may not be profit-oriented, our ambition is clear, that is to serve our people, the rakyat, better. Through our own airline, we can tailor our own business model that prioritizes Sarawak's need and our neighbors' need. This includes planning routes that cater to meet the demands of our businesses, industries, and our people. The airline will be able to provide a more guaranteed essential air services, even on less profitable routes, ensuring no region is left without air connectivity. In essence, having our own airline not only gives us more control over the aviation landscape, but position us strategically to meet the needs of our different communities. This becomes crucial for our tourism industry, as it allows us to plan flight routes that are more convenient for our people and tourists. I have experience on this. I was once in MAS, and I was once Minister of Tourism. We had a direct flight from Frankfurt to Kuching via Kuala Lumpur. So we have passengers, I was there, from Frankfurt, and our friends from overseas have to fill a form, immigration form, to Kuala Lumpur. And then from Kuala Lumpur, fill another immigration form to Sarawak, because we have right on immigration. So they asked me why I have to fill 2 forms when coming to Malaysia. So I have to explain to them the constitutional arrangement within Malaysia. But why can't you have a flight direct from Frankfurt to Kuching? We are going to Kuching. Because, you know, the European likes our ecotourism. Dia nak tengok orang hutan, dia nak tengok natural park, even nak tengok buaya pun. Kita banyak buaya sini. You know, these are our attraction that perhaps West Malaysia can offer. Jadi, what happened is tourists want to have point to point rather than transit. And if we have that comparative advantage, perhaps we can connect the flight, the hub in Europe, hub in Asia, direct to another hub in Kuching. As it is, Kuching is not the hub. So that is the negative aspect of, handicap that we have facing the tourism industry. Ladies and gentlemen, under PCDS 2030, the Sarawak government is placing emphasis on tourism as a key economic sector, aiming to position Sarawak as a premier destination for both eco, business event, sports, education, and health tourism. This vision is anchored on leveraging our diverse heritage culture, and rich biodiversity. Sarawak's geographical landscape and cultural richness make it an appealing destination for tourists. From the breathtaking Mulu pinnacles to the captivating experience offered by the Sarawak Cultural Village, we attract diverse audience, including both international and local visitors. Ladies and gentlemen, that being said, tourism industry has the capability to emerge as a catalyst to elevate Sarawak's economy. This is because I believe that a well-developed air connectivity supported by a state-owned airline will not only facilitate the mobilization of our local population and resources, but also play a vital role in promoting tourism. This in turn has the potential to contribute significantly to Sarawak's economic growth. We are also promoting Sarawak as a hub for research and development in our rich biodiversity for medical and pharmaceutical products. We are open for collaboration with renowned institutions all over the world to carry out research. Their specialists require good air connectivity to commute regularly for their research purposes. I believe our airline will be able to cater for their needs. This airline will also support the requirements of our investors and business travelers. We have many requests from ambassadors and investors to have good air connectivity to support their business activities. These investors are busy, and for them, time is very valuable. Having a good air connectivity will ensure benefit to them and put Sarawak as the preferred investment and destination. As a conclusion, I would like to emphasize here that this airline will be not a big airline. It's a boutique airline catering for the regional routes. And you know, the regional routes means 6 to 7 hours range. As far as reach Far East, ASEAN, as well as, of course, the domestic route. We don't want to go further than that. That one we leave to Malaysian Airlines to do their job. Our job is only regional. And I told the Prime Minister, I need only 2 conditions to take over MASWINGS. One, cannot fly only in Borneo. It has to be regional. 2, we cannot give too much emphasis on profit. Of course, Antelope said Sarawak got deep pockets. I'm not saying that we got deep pockets, but we must give them reasonable fare. Not to make profit as long as can cover the cost, that's all. What is important is you don't measure in terms of figures only. You measure in terms of intangible benefits out of this transportation system that we have. I don't expect to make profit out of our ART. You know, we have our ART. People say, can you make money? I said, it's not money. You build road. Did you ask how much the road will give you the return? You never ask. But it is part of infrastructure that will generate economic growth, and people will get benefit out of the economic activities, including the rural people. For government, it's our responsibility to provide the basic infrastructure to them. That is why I told the Prime Minister, we need this airline for Sabah and Sarawak, and we are open for Sarawak to come to Sabah to come in. But for a start, let Sarawak start it first. Then Sabah will come on board, and we provide the services for the Borneo states. And we work together for the benefit of all Malaysians. With that, hopefully this airline will give us a good positive response to our economy. Sekian, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Thank you, the Right Honourable, and we would like to invite the Right Honourable to remain on stage to witness our next program, the signing of MOU. And we now invite all the VVIPs who are sitting at the front seat to join the Right Honourable Premier to witness the signing ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, for the signing ceremony of Memorandum of Understanding for the Management of Rural Air Services by acquisition of shares in MASWINGS and Berhad, we now invite representing Sarawak Government Yang Bahagia Dato' Engineer Alice Jawan Empaling, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Transport Sarawak, and Mr. Seo Yu Hua, Aviation Technical Advisor, Ministry of Transport Sarawak. Representing HORNBILL SKYWAYS and Berhad, we now invite Yang Bahagia Tan Sri Dato' Ahmad Dr. Haji Abdul Aziz bin Dato' Haji Hussein, Chairman of HORNBILL SKYWAYS and Berhad, and Captain Miron Kumar Ganguly, the Chief Executive Officer of HORNBILL SKYWAYS. And lastly, representing Malaysia Aviation Group, we now invite Yang Bahagia Dato' Captain Nizam bin Ismail, Group Managing Director of MAG, and Yang Berusaha Mr. Brian Fung, Group Chief Strategy Officer of MAG. Ladies and gentlemen, if we are ready, the signing now begins. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the purpose of this MOU is to document the parties' non-binding intention to explore the possibility of the corporate exercise which may be undertaken by MAG and to facilitate the acquisition of shares in MASWINGS by the state government via HORNBILL SKYWAYS and Berhad as a means to continue the provision of rural air services. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now watching another historical event, the signing ceremony of Memorandum of Understanding for the Management of Rural Air Services by acquisition of shares in MASWINGS and Berhad between Sarawak Government, HORNBILL SKYWAYS and Berhad, and also Malaysia Aviation Group Berhad. Ladies and gentlemen, we have completed the signing. Let's give a round of applause to Sarawak Government, HORNBILL SKYWAYS and Berhad, and Malaysia Aviation Group. And now we invite all the signatories to have the photo opportunity with the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak and the distinguished guest. We have all the signatories to show the documents. Congratulations once again. Can we give another round of applause to Sarawak Government, HORNBILL, SKYWAYS and Berhad, and Malaysia Aviation Group Berhad. And now we move on with the souvenir presentation as a token of appreciation. We move on with the memento presentation. As a token of appreciation, we now invite Yang Bahagia Tan Sri Dato' Amar, Dr. Haji Abdul Aziz Dato' Haji Hussein, Chairman of HORNBILL SKYWAYS, Siaran Berhad, to present the souvenir to the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak. And now we would like to invite Yang Bahagia Tan Sri Wan Zulkifli Wan Arifin, Group Chairman of MAG, to present the souvenir to the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak. Thank you, Tan Sri. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, with that we conclude our event this afternoon, and we would like to express our deepest appreciation to the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak for allocating your time to witness this auspicious occasion today. Thank you very much, sir. Can we give a round of applause to our guests of honour, ladies and gentlemen? And we now invite the Honourable Minister of Transport Sarawak to invite and accompany the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak and distinguished guests to room 13 for refreshments. Thank you very much. Thank you to each and one of you for being part of this wonderful occasion. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam mesra.